Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
What do?
Nothing.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. To kick off another week, Mike and Jay, Big E is here, Kadog is here, Hank is in the house. How are you, my friend?
I'm just fine, Mike.
Yeah.
Pleased to be here.
Yeah. Tired?
I'm fine.
You
You
all
know,
right?
I had a long weekend out on the soccer field, though.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It was
Russell had a
hot
tournament.
out.
Yeah, it was, dude.
It was really hot out.
Especially when you're standing out there in the open.
Yeah,
Little
out in the
breeze
sun.
on Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, I was outside quite a bit on Saturday as well.
Why? What
I
happened?
know. I had to go to a birthday party, and which is fine, but
What did you give her as a gift?
none of your business.
Oh, okay. I see.
Actually, I have no idea what Beth gave from
I
us.
see.
Thanks for asking, asshole.
Hey, I'm just trying to be concerned.
But yeah, I was outside for quite a bit of it, and it was definitely.
Stifling.
I would not have wanted to have been stuck on a field somewhere.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
But that was my weekend.
Yeah, lots of kids where I was. Probably where you were too.
Northville? Yes, lots
Yeah.
of kids. Oh, you were in Northville, too.
No, not at that. I was in Northville earlier, but yeah, for that party I wasn't.
Sunny Northville.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it was definitely hotter than shit out. E, how was your weekend? Anything
Very
exciting.
Very good. Me and TCG got out of town for the weekend, so you know.
Oh, nice.
Headed over to
Little
the
getaway?
west side.
Yeah, we needed to do something.
couple's
you know.
getaway?
It's been a month
you?
since we did something, so I don't know. I just-
Why do you just play into it like this, man? It's like so obvious. Just marry the dude.
Yeah, lean into it, man.
Actually,
Be proud.
The funny thing is today, actually, when we were leaving, we went to a breakfast at the restaurant that we were at, and there happened to be like two.
We went to a breakfast at the restaurant we were at. Good thing to do if you're at a restaurant in the morning.
Right, of course. What an idiot. But there was like how we sat. There was a old couple next to us, and we ended up talking to them about food and going to art fairs and stuff. And I did start to think halfway through it. I think eventually I finally threw something in there like, well, if I ever find a girlfriend or something, then I can take her to these art fairs, because I definitely started to think like they probably think we're gay.
Yeah, you'll start to reach that point. I reached that point, and Derek and I figured it out together. We were out. Like, he lived in the apartment below me. Like, his parents or his grandma owned that apartment in Royal Oak, and there was an upstairs loft and a downstairs. And I lived upstairs. He lived downstairs, and it was like we'd get drunk and do dumb shit. We'd like, let's go get a Christmas tree. Put it between the floors or something. And we found ourselves, out with it, and he had just picked up some wine because he liked wine. And so there's Derek
God,
and
here we go.
I in the middle of December in some like shopping for Christmas trees with a bottle of wine. And we're like, yeah, we can't do this anymore. This isn't funny. This just looks too suspect.
No, you know what? We did talk actually on the way home, where I finally was like, dude, I'm not saying I'm even close to wanting to get married in any capacity, but we kind of need to find some girl. Like,
It's always the same and always different. There's always a bunch of naked guys having a wonderful time together.
we really need to find two girls that can go on these trips with us, so it's not just me. I think it's one thing when you're going to maybe a music festival, but you're going to Muskegon and Holland, Michigan for the weekend.
To go swim in Lake Michigan.
Well, and then
Separate rooms, obviously.
Well, and here was our
Is
day.
it separate rooms?
No.
He has an image of TCG just he's showing me, look, there's TCG swimming in Lake Michigan. Like, why the hell would you take a picture of your friend swimming in Lake Michigan?
I thought he might want it later. And the thing is, I gotta be honest. Our Saturday consisted of our Saturday consisted of visiting the Holland farmers market, art in the park.
Oh my God.
Dude,
and then,
this is like a romantic getaway weekend. It just is.
What was the purpose for going out there?
to visit friends in Holland that I used to work
See
with.
Pedro?
Yes, I did actually.
Very good.
See him and Laura and whatnot. That's the main reason that we went to see. And then some other people. In Muskegon, I went there because one of my friends that used to live in Holland now lives there. And that actually Friday night too. We went to this club Friday night, and ended up being like Latino Heat Night.
Hell yeah.
No joke. Like
Hell
every
yeah.
person there was just Latino. The music, the DJ was all Latino music. and we saw two full-on, I don't know if they were gang brawls, but two full-on fights. Like, I saw a guy get
'cause they were
clocked.
Mexicans. They had to be involved in gangs.
It seemed like
Yeah.
that's how it felt to me. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe they weren't gang related, but
Who's our Mexican gang that you wanted to join their team? Looks like a hot dog for a logo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Banditos or
The
something?
Banditos. Yeah.
yeah, maybe that was them. I don't know. You know what's funny though? Honest to God, like me and Ty, I talked about it a lot yesterday and a lot on the ride home today. Being in a place like that, not unfortunately where we were staying on Friday, like the bar was nice inside. It wasn't like it didn't feel like a shithole, but it was. I didn't realize that Muskegon is kind of a ghetto-y area. Like, they have the downtown that's real nice, but a lot of it, like where we were at, was kind of a ghetto-y area, honestly. And the people were in there. Sorry, but say it, but that's kind of there. That was kind of how it seemed like the kind of people that were in there, and I just can't imagine. Like, I can understand if I could get in a fight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I really had to. If I was with my sister out or something, or a girlfriend, and she was getting like molested or something.
You wouldn't get in a fight.
Okay. But I'm saying I'm not saying I would either.
If I did.
But okay,
Yeah.
but
If I was going to be a hero for a night.
But I can't. Like this guy, the one guy got a shiner, dude. He ended up getting. They ended up letting him back in. By the way, the club. The guy that punched somebody, then he got punched. He was back in the club later. He had a black eye, and I just thought, dude, I couldn't just go home and have a black eye and just kind of be like, yeah,
Explain that to your mom.
like, or what if you had a job? You know, imagine if you had a real job to go to, like just walk into the office. I don't imagine this dude was walking into the office on Monday. Like,
you
oh,
ever
hey,
seen Fight Club? I mean, he did it for a while.
Yeah.
actually,
People are falling out and shit.
I haven't seen Fight Club, but the only rule I know about it is when you just broke, and that's talking about Fight Club. But
You're right.
but anyway, it's just I don't know. You know what I mean? I really, it's weird to think of people in a life in your life to me that it's just whatever. It's going down. I'm fighting in the bar right here.
Yeah, I was never a big fan of the fighting crews. I never got
I like
into that
watching
myself.
it. I like when it happens. I like the melee of sitting there. And
Do you? I don't even like that.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm just not a fan of it.
I don't know. It was just weird, but yeah, nice little weekend with Ty. So
Fucking weirdo.
Very nice. Yeah, sounds romantic.
we had a
I
nice
hope you
dinner
guys
on
had
Friday.
fun.
Actually, we had dinner both nights too together. So.
I tried.
Hold on. This is why, when we start joking about you being a homo
I
and
know.
stuff.
I get it. I get
God
it.
damn it! Fuck you! It's such an old, tired thing. You go away with Ty, and then you sit there, and your banter is, "Oh, nice dinner with Ty," and he sits back and chuckles and like alludes that there was something more. Was there something more? E?
No.
Yeah.
there was
What would you do? I mean, because a lot of times you guys share a room and it'll crash in a king bed or something. Like if you woke up and you guys are tipsy the night before, things get out of control. You wake up and you're being jacked, and it's not conscious. It's just whatever. Ty's hand meanders over to you. Do you stop him or do you just like? Well,
We've
let's
talked about
play
this before.
out.
He would let it go.
go.
Dude, you said you would. We've talked
If
about
I
this
said
before.
that, I lied.
Off air, you say it all the time.
I
that you
would
let
not
it go.
just let him jack me off.
Why not? I mean, you're already there. He's already once he's 2 pumps in, dude. You might as well let it finish. See
there
where it's
are
going.
people
You know
who
what?
don't want to do other things. If you want ice cream, you don't go to a barbecue shop.
I wish I could remember this guy's name, but there's actually a comedian that has a joke about that, and he actually has a funny line in that where he's like, it's a hard on is a hard on. Once it's hard, it is what it is. And he's like, and his kind of line I think his punchline at the end is like, once you're done here, we're gonna have a very serious talk after this. after his hand job's over, we're gonna sit down and talk through. I wish I could remember the dude's name, but unfortunately I cannot.
Give him credit. The Olympics got underway over the weekend.
Hell yeah.
I tried like hell to watch the opening ceremony Friday.
Unwatchable.
Really?
Dude. Yeah, did you watch any of it, or
No,
you just
I
know
saw
from
some
past
stills
ones?
of it. Just
Yeah,
the pageantry. Right?
it's
the pomp and circumstance.
unbelievable.
More pomp than circumstance, probably, but
Yeah, a lot more.
heavy on
I
the
guess
pomp.
I guess it's one of those things where you have to be there, but watching it on TV and just like, here comes the Ecuadorians, and you're just like,
No, why would you want to
great.
be there? It'd be awful to be there, right? Because then you can't change the channel and you can't come back to this.
No, it'd be terrible.
That'd be
terrible.
awful.
Terrible.
I had no idea how many.
See your team parade around. What
cares?
the
I know,
hell?
and they all are wearing the dumbest outfits.
Ugh.
Can no one design a cool outfit for the Olympic teams?
Yeah,
they all look like
E and I were
assholes.
looking at that the other day. I think just the lineup of outfits. Remember that?
Right,
Just
yeah,
The
yeah.
winter and summer. There have been some awful ones, dude.
Yeah.
There's always a dumb hat involved. Was there a hat involved this year? had to be a dumb hat. There was berets
I thought they
a
were
couple
like
years
winter.
ago.
yeah.
Winter is big with the hats. Like they had the
Yeah.
cowboy hats the one year. Berets.
At least winter, you get like a parka or some shit.
Yeah, yeah.
The summer, it always looks like Tommy Hilfiger designed this shit or something. You know,
Yeah.
end up in some stupid blue blazer. Mm-hmm. It's awful.
Yeah, and it wasn't much better. I had no idea how many countries there were in the world. There's a lot of countries in
There
the
are.
world. I mean,
there's
it's,
several.
it's like, oh, it's like, the United States is coming up, and they go alphabetically, but since they were doing the whole Los Estados Unidos, so we were going in the E's, and it's like, oh, we're in the C's, so we got to be coming up soon. And it's like 2 hours later, it's like you have no idea how many countries there are with C.
And then they just walk around, right? They walk around the track,
Yeah.
wave to everybody.
They wave.
Aren't there some countries with like
Dude.
3 people?
Oh God,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. There's like
On the teams.
6.
Like Jerusalem doesn't, or something. They've only won 7 medals in their
Jerusalem.
whole. Or not Jerusalem.
Israel?
Israel.
there's a lot of them.
Like where they have like 1 or 2. Sometimes 1, I think.
There was I'm not sure. Yeah, I know there were some that had like 6 athletes or 5 athletes,
Yeah.
and there were some that were like don't have an official country because it's like
War torn.
war-torn shit. And so there's these dudes that are just
Some refugee from some godforsaken land. But they can run the shit out of a track.
yeah.
Right?
And then they have some that are like, well, technically, New Guinea's allowed to send 2 swimmers to the swimming competition. So even though these chicks did nowhere
Just these
near
big
qualifying,
fat chicks come rolling out.
come around, they're just waving. It's like, yeah, they didn't even come close to the qualifying times necessary.
Awesome, man. In 1994, Kadog claims that he could name every country in the world. He still can name them, but the references are out of date. Hold on, dude. Aren't there like 183 countries or some shit?
You know, I don't remember the exact number.
No,
but
why in 1994 did you know that?
Yeah, what was
because
going on in
there was
94?
a TV show called The Animaniacs. Do you guys
Oh yeah.
remember that?
Oh hell yeah! I remember that
Yeah.
song. I know what song you're talking
There's
about.
a song where they go through every single country of the world, and I memorized that song.
Oh my god.
That, you know what? That's awesome. That's badass. That song is awesome.
Would you please sing a
Yeah,
stanza?
do you sing it? Is it like the alphabet, like A, B, C? Do you have
Yeah,
to sing it?
It's a song. It goes to the tune of the Mexican hat dance. I'll give you a little taste. Just cut me off when you're done. Okay. It's like United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, too, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, and Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, Costa Rica, Belize, Nicaragua, Bermuda, Bahamas, Tobago, San Juan, Paraguay, Uruguay, Suriname, and French Guiana, Barbados, and Guam.
Wow.
Is that all of them?
No, that's just getting started.
Yeah.
Norway and Sweden and Iceland and Finland and Germany now in one piece. Switzerland, Austria,
Son of a
Czechoslovakia,
bitch.
Italy, Turkey and Greece, Poland, Romania, Scotland, Albania, Ireland, Russia, Oman, Bulgaria, Saudi Arabia, Hungary, Cyprus, Iraq, and Iran. There's Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan.
Son of a bitch. So E, you knew this show too, did you?
Oh,
you
hell
must
yeah.
have done this.
You memorized the
I
song,
remember-
right?
Yeah, you
Why didn't
know.
you sing along?
Go- yeah,
Help
go
him
ahead.
out.
I remember the song, but I
been
You guys
good
can
in a duet.
harmonize.
Oh, that
yeah,
would've been
I mean, Jay and
really
I have
great.
harmonized
Yeah.
brilliantly on this show. You could have taken the high notes or the low, whatever.
I did not take the time to remember that song.
No,
But I not
you could have if you wanted to, but
probably not.
yeah,
honestly,
no, you could have.
Okay, sure. I could have. It's the easiest way to do it, though. That song was awesome. I mean, there's definitely, if you were going to remember all of the countries, that was the way. That'd be the way to do it.
Yeah.
That song.
Animated.
That is
That's
impressive.
When you said that,
That is impressive.
I never would have thought that's where you came up. Why that was because of the Animaniacs. That's hilarious.
I can't remember what the countries. Oh, but every athlete, they need to just take their phones away from them, dude, because
Oh,
every
the whole
one of
time.
them is just like selfie mode. It's just one giant selfie mode and filming the crowd. Like, I don't know. It's just too much, these phones. But
Yeah, there's definitely countries just with two. Like, look at chat or I don't know how to pronounce these countries, but I'm looking at.
No, you can give it a try. Did you say Chad and then you stopped short of saying Chad?
just Chad. Yeah.
was it Chattanooga?
No, just Chad.
Okay.
Had 2. Bhutan 2.
Niger.
Until he gets to Bosnia Herzegovina.
They
Go
have
ahead.
10.
Niger does.
Go ahead, pronounce it. How are you going to pronounce it?
No, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Perfect.
Herzegovina.
Anyway, the point is, there's a lot of countries with just 2, or 2 and 3. I don't know if I see any ones here.
Yeah, those teams are going to get their asses handed to
Well,
them too.
obviously.
It has been kind of fun though to watch some of it.
You know
know,
what?
it's-
Oh, there is one with 1. Tuvalu?
You got it.
Tuvalu?
Tuvalu.
Tuvalu?
He stumbled into a proper
I think it's
yeah.
Tuvalu.
I thought there was a Tuvalu. I still don't know if he's pronouncing it right, but I didn't want to rag on him. What is the guy in for? What's he do?
It doesn't
Does he
say.
throw a rock
You know,
really far? What's his deal?
It doesn't say here. I'll have to look into that, but it just says the participants.
Tuvalu. Where the hell is it?
Some tiny island somewhere.
In the South Pacific.
Gotcha.
Yeah. What I get into is that I love the volleyball.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely fucking love the volleyball. The beach volleyball.
Yeah, I caught
even
a
the
little
indoor
bit of that.
volleyball is
Yep.
pretty badass.
Yep.
The chicks, though, they were doing a midnight play on Saturday night. I guess it was Saturday night, maybe Friday night, whatever it was. But the outfits these chicks are wearing, it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Kadog, do you have any pictures?
Little skimpy, are they?
Track and field, by the way. It doesn't say what. It just says he does track and field.
Who? Who are you?
Whoever-
talking about?
Tuvaluvian.
Oh,
The one
Tuvaluvian?
Tuvaluvian. Yeah, the one two.
Seriously, look at those chicks, man.
What's wrong with that?
Look at what.
No, it's
oh
great.
My God.
I assume it's some sort for the athletic advantage, obviously.
The guys are wearing like shirts and like baggy shorts, and the chicks are stuck wearing these like. I mean, this is jack off material. Like you could jack off watching
Yeah, it's
the
like
chicks play.
Brazilian cut bottoms, right?
Yeah,
No, I know. What is that?
but it's highly entertaining. I loved playing beach volleyball, so I still love watching it. And our girls won, not gold or anything, but they won their first rounds.
Well, tell me when they win gold.
I know.
I don't need to know they won their first rounds.
They beat Australia.
Australia.
And I think the chick in Australia had some huge tits, which seems weird. Usually you would think those would get in the way of jumping and playing volleyball games, but Carrie Walsh Jennings, who's won like 3 golds in a row at the previous 3 Olympics. This is her 4th one, and she was it Misty
Yep.
May Trainer or whatever was her
Yep.
old partner who retired. Yeah. So she's got a new partner, and but yeah, I couldn't get over the outfits on them. Anyway, yeah, it was a midnight party they had on Copacabana Beach, and so they were out there live at midnight. Some people are bitching about that 'cause it throws the athletes off. I guess it can. That's the worry because they're up till 3, 4 in the morning playing these volleyball games at midnight. And then we had a couple pretty nasty crashes in the cyclists.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw one of them. Didn't take the hairpin quite right.
You talking about the chicks or the guy? I think both of them lost it at the same spot.
I
men
saw
and the women.
somebody just go whipping into a wall, like on a hairpin turn. Am I
Yeah.
imagining that?
Well, this is the chick, Anna van der Breggen, won, and her teammate, this Dutch rider, this Annemiek van Vlieten, she's the one she passes. Here's how she took this hairpin turn. You got that? Can I go ahead?
I was watching this race a little bit on Saturday.
Coming in hot.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Oh.
shit!
Isn't that brutal?
Yeah.
Kind of a
These ones
nasty.
with the arrows.
Yeah, I saw a different one, man. They were turning the other way, and I think it was a guy went whipping right into a cement wall.
Really?
Yeah, with graffiti on it and shit. It was.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. I don't know how she did that. It seemed like I think it was a little slick out.
There you go. You got like inch wide wheels on that thing.
Yeah. But the girl that ended up winning was just like, yeah, I came upon that. I was like, yeah, I saw my teammate laying there. I was like, huh. Well, quite an opportunity for me that's presented itself. And so she was just like, hell yeah. And it really shook me when I saw her crash in the road, but I realized I'm now first on my team. I focused and got in the race, the result of years of hard work, riding and training, and then, obviously my teammate wiping out on her face, having a concussion and some broke bones. I guess she's okay, though. She's conscious, the girl. Sweden's Emma Johansson came second. I know. Anyway, Abbott was the girl. There was an American who got passed right at the end. She's like 200 meters to go. She's like, yeah, I'm going to win this thing. And then all of a sudden, all 3 of these chicks passed
Somebody
her.
cycled faster.
Yes, someone rode faster, and then out. She was out and lost out on a medal and everything. She's like, well, yeah, I thought for a second I was going to win it, and then
You know what kills me about some of these sports are the coaches, man.
Yeah.
I'm watching synchronized diving a little bit upstairs.
love them.
And it strikes me like, what the hell does a diving coach really do? Like he's sitting there, Yeah, just you're gonna want to keep it tighter. You just
Yeah.
go in the water with less splash next time.
That somersault you did was great. That was great. We're gonna
Really
need
like
you to do
that.
3 of those. Can you like spring higher off the board and
Go
do
ahead and try it.
3
Go ahead
of
and try
those?
it. See if just keep it
See
tight.
what happens.
Jump higher and keep it tighter, and I think you'll be able to pull off 3.
Yeah. Anytime
And you know what?
see-
I'll videotape you, and then we'll watch, and I'll point out some areas where you can improve.
Yeah.
What the hell do you do as a diving coach?
Yeah. I don't know what their main role is, but
I've never
kinda-
divin, so I don't know.
You've never divin. I've never been. I was never a championship diver.
Yeah.
Maybe I could have been, but we'll never know because I just didn't take it that seriously outside of the local pool.
You haven't really divin either.
I was never a big. No, I didn't divin a lot. Just occasionally, I was kind of afraid of the high one.
Yeah,
The high
I
board.
kind of always was too. I mean,
Yeah.
dive off it, but that was about it.
I go up. I kind of like do that, like lean off the edge,
Yeah.
and just kind of like fall in. Maybe do a cannonball. If
Yeah,
I
I
got
was
ballsy, but-
never like into it. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go up there and do like a flip. No, I'll dive, but that was it.
Yeah, especially the high one though. I didn't even want to dive off that son of a bitch. But yeah, those coaches. It seems what's funny is they're usually very animated in the stands. Like you'll see them in the stands. It's not like they're on the side of the pool. Like, oh yeah, get up there and
Yeah,
remember to tuck. Get your chin down and really roll, and then go into the water and try to limit the splash as much
no
as like,
splash.
you
Try
really want to limit the
knife
splash.
right in there. Just,
Yeah, just-
knife.
Cut through that.
Like
See what those
hot
girls
butter.
did? Do that.
Yeah,
But
do it
better.
just a little better. Just a little better. That's all you need, and you get a better score.
Yeah. So you really need to get the better score than
Yeah.
the Chinese team did. And then if you could beat the Dutch team, we're looking at medals here, girls.
What do they do?
I don't know what they do. I noticed the same thing with tennis coaches. Tennis coaches, diving coaches.
Oh.
The diving coach always seems to be really animated in the stand zone. It's like, what are you telling people?
Right.
Like I told her to do that. I told her to, spring higher. I told her she could, like, really. This time, I really want you to spring off the board with some.
I told her this
pressure.
would look really neat if you could go up there, spring up, and then do more than you did last time, and in a better way.
Yeah.
That's what I told her.
And for the synchronized team, it's just like
Do it exactly the same.
like you guys went in the water. It was
hell?
close. It was close, but next time, see if you guys can like jump off the board at the exact same time, and then when you enter the water, we want to try to do that at the exact same time.
Now go, break.
I've got it here on video. Let me show you, ladies, what you did. You see, you guys both sprung off the board, and then that one on the left with the bigger tits, she went into the water like a microsecond before this one did. We're going to need you guys to sync that up better.
Yeah, either you slow down or you speed up. You guys talk about it. Whichever is fine.
Yeah, I'm not blaming either one of you like you did something wrong. I mean, whatever you want to do. If you want to slow down a little bit, you want to pick up the pace a little bit, whatever, that's fine.
Just work it out.
Yeah, work it out on your end. Did you see the guys crash, Kadog?
No.
I'm having a hard time finding it.
Okay.
All the videos are blocked in the U.S. It looks like.
Oh
maybe in the
yeah,
UK.
You know what? They are fucking canceling everybody who posts video.
Goddamn
NBC's
NBC.
being NBC's always got a hard
Yes,
on
they
for their
do.
videos, so that should.
We pay a lot of money, and therefore it's ours. That kind of thing.
Well,
Exclusive rights, that whole shit.
copyright, whatever,
Fuck you.
copyright, whatever. We only paid $1 billion for these things. You're gonna see them. You're gonna see them on our website. No, you would think that it's the talk of the world, so you would think that you would want the press while you can get it, and then drive people to your dumb fucking station.
Have you seen Al Michaels' hair, by the way? Wow, it's a hue that I don't believe I've ever seen in nature.
Really?
Yeah.
Al Michaels. Wait a minute.
Maybe
I
I've
noticed
seen it
that-
on an acorn, but not on a
Yeah.
man's head of 70 plus years old.
Right. Is Al Michaels covering this? I haven't seen
Dude,
him.
he was sitting there. I
I
don't know.
saw Costas out
I
there.
was sitting in a
Brokaw,
restaurant. I saw
out
it
there.
up on the screen, and I'm like, oh my god, he looks weird to me.
Yeah. It's funny because so many of these guys I haven't seen since the last Olympics.
Yeah, they roll them
And,
all out.
and
Get the
yeah, and it's
dust
like
off the mothballs.
I honestly haven't seen Costas or Michaels in years.
Didn't Costas have an issue? He had Bell's palsy last time during
pink
the
eye.
winter.
Yeah.
Pink
Oh, was
eye.
it pink eye? Okay, but it
And he
was
just kept, he just
it was
kept
like
fighting
totally
through it.
like sagging his face. He looked awful.
Yeah.
and everybody's like, dude, just
Go home. Stop.
Oh wait, that was Costas that had the pink eye. Maybe he had something. Maybe Michael's. Were you talking about Costas?
He was talking about Costas. No, it was definitely Costas because he was the lead anchor for
Yeah.
it. And then he had the his face started drooping, and it was hard to watch him without making your own eyes water. And then they have a fill-in chick. They were like, dude, get off the set for a few days.
Yeah.
Or for a day or two. I don't remember. But, yeah, that was tough to watch. But so anyway, I haven't seen him since the last time he called an Olympics, and all of a sudden they've aged a lot. So
No,
this
yeah,
surprised me.
check him out and see what you think about the hair.
I want to see Michael's hair now.
It looks unnatural to me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
who am I to say?
Russia's Olympic Paralympic team. Yeah,
There's his eyes. Look at him. Just, Bob. Looks painful. But
glasses look too small.
I
too.
can
He needs a
attest,
bigger
dude.
glass.
I can attest. I've had pink eye. It's the best thing to ever have because nobody wants you around. Everybody wants you home in bed. You feel perfect. Feel like
Really?
$1 million.
That looks itchy
It's
and
just-
painful.
No, your eye just goes nutty, and it's gross. You sleep and you wake up and it's like closed, and there's just you got to like break through it. But yeah, there's Al.
Yeah, I've seen that color on an acorn. I have. I've seen acorns that shade of blonde brown.
Yeah, I don't think that's the most recent picture of him. But
Yeah, maybe not. Did you see the entire Russian team has been banned from competing in the Paralympic Games?
I didn't know the Paralympic Games were happening, but
In Brazil in September. I know.
Really?
They've banned the entire Russian team for this doping
What'd they do?
scandal. Well, they're part of the
doping? Okay.
Yeah, this is punishment for the country's failure to comply with the anti-doping regulations. The decision is to ensure fair competition. Philip Craven, the president of the International Paralympic Committee, said, "I believe the Russian government has catastrophically failed their para-athletes. Their thirst for glory at all costs has significantly damaged all sport. The medals over morals attitude disgusts me." And so,
we're talking about like wheelchair basketball and shit.
Yes.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Like wheel yourself faster?
I guess here's the question. Like, I kind of get it on some level. If you want to like break the record for whatever, even in the Olympics, it's like, yeah, you want to be the fastest gazelle in the world. Like, I get it, but the Paralympic Games,
Who cares?
like, does anybody care? Seriously, outside of their family and immediate friends in the town they live in, you're going to that length to cheat?
Even the
That's
town
like winning a WNBA title. It's adorable,
Yeah.
but the world doesn't
It's
really.
worse than a WNBA title.
So, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So why are we?
I
Like,
don't know. You say town.
Do we want our country to be the best Paralympic, team? Do we care about that? Is that good?
I don't know. I was hoping you could answer that
We have
question.
better Paralympians than you.
Yeah, our disabled people are way better than your disabled people.
That's really getting down to the bottom of the barrel.
Like our one-legged skier who has the poles with skis on the bottoms of them, he's better at slaloming than your guy with
Right.
with 3 skis on
Our
2
hand
poles.
cyclist is faster than your hand cyclist.
Yeah.
Dude, you said that other than family, maybe close relatives, friends, and in your city, dude. If I found out there was a Paralympic from Milford, Michigan, in the game,
Would you root for him?
I don't even know if I'd care. I don't know that I even watch.
Hold on. They have dwarfs in this. They have fidgets.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't either. What is that thing?
I thought you had to be a plege.
Yeah.
No?
I don't know what that is. That's a
human, I think.
Yeah, that's a human, right?
I think so.
I think
I think it
I think it
purports to
swims.
swim.
Do they have floating in the Paralympics? Do they float? Because that looks like a bob, potentially a bob. Oh, that's terrible. No, I just don't know. Like, why?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Talk about bragging rights. Like, how strong are those?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want them to cancel the games. I think it's awesome that those games exist and all that.
Yeah,
but
you do.
I don't. I really don't want them to cancel the game. I'm serious. They can't appeal this. They've got 21 days to appeal this, the Russians. So we'll see. But
Is that the Russian team we're looking at? Oh, that was just okay.
That was just a Paralympic team.
Okay.
Russia apparently finished second in the medal standings in the 2012 London Paralympics. We all remember that. Who could forget?
So they're trying to get over the top.
Yeah, trying to get to be the best ever. And then wrapping up our Olympic coverage, our stellar Olympic coverage, is the
Dun, 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 dun.
Team USA, the basketball team, a few of the members ended up in a brothel last night.
These things.
Well, when you win your,
What? Did we stumble in there? Are you kidding me? I thought that was just regular bar and shit. Seriously?
well, when you're winning your games by like 50 points and you haven't, I mean, what are you gonna do? There's no competition.
Is there like one or two teams where they're like, oh, look out for Spain? You know, Paul Gasol's gonna come strong or some shit.
Yeah, there'll be someone that gives them some sort of competition, I'm sure. But
Oh, yeah. I mean, the last Olympics, I think the championship game was close, but you know they won still.
Do you guys remember the team? I don't know. It had to be like 20 years ago that wore like the Grateful Dead themed. Remember that the tie-dye shirts
what,
It
from
was
another
like,
country?
It was like Estonia or some shit. Remember that? Hank remembers. Yeah, somebody was sponsored somehow by the Grateful Dead or something.
Yeah.
Remember that? No
Vaguely.
recollection?
No, I
Kadago
kind
said
of
it.
do, but I don't want to just say I
It was some
do.
random basketball team.
I
Some
probably
random
would have
country.
rooted for that team.
Yeah, a lot of people did. They're
Yeah.
like, sweet. Right on, man.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh
yeah,
my
they're
God,
Lithuania.
That's badass.
Yeah, look at
92.
'em. Skeleton Duncan.
Yeah. That's pretty sweet. God, why don't I remember that more? Huh.
So there's no Lithuania waiting in the wings this year, E?
I don't know.
It
I
seems
don't-
you scouted the world.
I did not. I'm just.
Well, you're talking shit already. You're saying, oh,
Well, they've won like 17 Olympic games in a row. Like as not overall as gold, but just in general games. I mean, they haven't lost since 2004.
well, what happened in 2004, E? Let's harken back to that and
I
remember.
don't know. They lost the game.
Remember 2004, gentlemen, as
Okay.
you're out there competing.
Who'd they lose to? Do you remember?
No,
Chinaman take them down? Does the Yao Ming team take them down? Or
I
something?
don't remember. I
Might have
to
been
see.
Spain or some shit.
Yeah. Anyway, three of them, maybe six, but three of them were photographed in this brothel.
Who are they?
You got
Draymond and his dick.
yeah,
his
Draymond.
average dick.
DeAndre. There's a lot of D's. DeAndre Jordan, DeMarcus Boogie Cousins, and DeMar DeRozan.
Gotcha.
Those three ended up at Termas Monte Carlo, a high-end brothel in Olympic City.
They claimed they thought it was just a bar.
Something like that. They're like, yeah, we thought this was just a spa and shit.
Just a spa.
TMZ said the Gentlemen's Club presents itself as a spa, and staff have been instructed to give callers that line. The only indication of the shop's true purpose is when callers are told that it's for men only and stocks a full bar. And they realized it wasn't the right place for them, and they immediately left. However, images are showing like chicks hanging on them and them having drinks. So
Well, that's all right.
yeah,
Celebrating the big win over China.
sure. Have you seen the place they're living too?
No.
Dude, they rented like with their sponsors. The female team and the men's team have like their own cruise ship,
No shit.
like yacht, like 9-story yacht that's supposed to be just bad as shit.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're like, yeah, we ain't staying in no Olympic Village and shit. We
No
got
mosquitoes out here and
holes
shit.
in the wall, and
Holy shit, I had no idea. Look at that.
yeah. So if
It's
you
like the
fo-
Pacific Princess.
and so they've got this badass yacht that they're partying
Yeah.
on and hanging out in. Yeah,
That's the freaking Love Boat. That's not a yacht. They calling that a yacht?
I thought that's what I heard was that it was
It's a damn
huge
Love
yacht.
Boat.
Yeah, it looks like something you'd take thousands of people on. I heard it was like 9 stories, and it's just the
Yeah,
men's
look-
team and the women's team hanging out in this thing.
God, 2004 was a terrible year for the men's Olympic games. They lost. Looks like they lost 3 games that year.
Who did they lose to?
Puerto Rico, Lithuania, and Argentina. Then they beat Lithuania in the bronze game.
Did Ginobili go off in that game?
I-
bet he did.
Probably. That's crazy. I didn't even realize they had only won a bronze at one year. I just assumed for the last 20 years they've
it
only
started.
won gold. Yeah.
There it is, man. Look at that thing. That's what they're living on for the few weeks.
Yeah, isn't that
That's
crazy?
great.
And then a weird announcement from the Yankees on Sunday.
A-Rod.
Yeah, Alex Rodriguez is going down. Look at that. Look at those pictures on their boat, their yacht. Alex Rodriguez not having like a retirement tour. You know how they go on those retirement tours and all
Yeah, I
that shit?
never would have thought he would have retired without one, right? He would have done
Yeah.
the whole Kobe thing where it's like, well, this is my last year. Just FYI, everybody.
Does he-
FYI, as I come to your town for the last time.
Remember how embarrassing that was
Yes.
with Kobe, where he was getting gifts in every city?
Well, his last game where everybody just spread out and let him dunk the whole time. Would he score like 60 or something?
Yeah. 60 or 64 points. But remember, wasn't he the one, or am I thinking of, no, I'm thinking of Jeter, where Jeter was every ballpark he went to, he'd get a yacht, or he'd pick up a kayak or something in some weird city and be like, we present Derek Jeter for his great years of service, a kayak. And you're like, oh, great. Just what Derek Jeter needs, a new kayak and a presentation at home plate. It was absurd.
Right.
A-Rod, I don't know that A-Rod understands fully how hated he is. I mean, he's right up there with the cyclist, Lance Armstrong, as far as, like, athletes that people just don't like.
He has scarred his sport, for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, he's been kind of playing like shit for months anyways. And so they announced that he's going to become a special advisor to the team and instructor with the team. As if they need a new coach there. He's going to play his final game on Friday. So they are going to give him that. Let him go out and...
What's left on his contract? You know, was it just through this year?
No, I think he's got another year. They owe him $7 million, and then I think he still has like $20 million outstanding.
God,
yeah,
isn't it true? He signed two $200 million contracts during his career.
I think so. Yeah,
one with what, Seattle,
yeah,
and then one
or no, Texas, and then probably Seattle going to Texas. He would have signed a monster. I don't know if it was quite $200 million, but it would have been in that ballpark. And then $200 million to go to the Yankees.
Wow. Yeah, 27 mil still left on his headline-making 10-year, $275 million contract. Wow,
it's incredible. He made the announcement before Sunday's game in Cleveland against Cleveland. A-Rod will play against Tampa Bay at Yankee Stadium on Friday night before ending his career in baseball. He's 41. He's been a DH now. He's not even really playing. He's gotten only one start and 7 at bats in the last 14 games since July 22nd. So,
bye-bye, A-Rod.
Yeah, I was just thankful to get a few more at bats in front of family and friends. So I have all his family and friends in town for
I think
that.
he's like 4 away from 700 homers.
He's close for sure.
Yeah, he's at 696.
Wouldn't that be great if he got it? Wouldn't it? If he could hit 700 even.
If he had 4 home runs on Friday,
that'd be awesome.
If I liked him, I would agree. If that was Miggy, I'd feel that way. Because I like round numbers. I would not be able to leave on that 690. I would have to somehow get 4 more.
Yeah, he holds a press conference. I'm going to stay until I get 700 home runs.
Yeah,
I would. I would, dude. Especially as a player like that, I like numbers. I would hate to have
autism speaks.
Yeah,
I would hate to have that end on especially when you're so close to making it a round number.
Yeah, no, I've definitely seen that where a guy has like 399 or something. You're like, dude, you really couldn't hung on for one more of whatever.
Right.
You needed one more single that season. Come on, stick it out. He had 696 home runs. Trails only Barry Bonds with 762. Hank Aaron and Babe Ruth on the all-time list. So he's going to be unconditionally released by the club, and then he's going to move back to Florida, and then he pick up my new job being whatever for the Yankees. He'll start in spring training next year in Tampa.
Good for him.
Yeah. God, he is hated, though. Oh, remember all the interviews he was doing where it was like, I have never touched steroids. His cousin got dragged into that whole thing.
What was he out all last year, was it, or year before?
2014 or 2015.
He was out an entire year, right?
Yeah. Yep. 162 games.
The game missed him.
Sure did.
I loved watching him just fail in those playoff series against the Tigers, though. He was so bad.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So bad.
Dude, wasn't he Mr. Choke come the postseason?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the biggest knock on him throughout his career?
Absolutely.
Is that he'd just fall apart when it really mattered. He was the greatest, middle of the season hitter of all time, but come playoff time, nope. And then the NFL Hall of Fame announced or had their thing over the weekend too.
Brett Favre's in.
Brett Favre, yep.
Who else? Who went with him?
He went in with Tony Dungy.
Okay.
Coach, Tampa Bay and Indianapolis. Good coach.
Deservedly so, I'd say.
Marvin Harrison.
Colts receiver.
Yeah. Seems like not surprising. I mean, you look at his numbers are great. He played all those years with Peyton, but I don't know.
He put up enormous numbers for a series of years there with Peyton, though.
Yeah, he sure did.
Enormous.
And then you had Kevin Green, the linebacker.
Sure.
Went in.
Rams mainly.
Rams
and
Pittsburgh
Panthers.
and Panthers, right? He probably played for more teams too, but yeah, he was a beast. Orlando Pace, rock solid tackle for the Rams for all those years.
Ohio State.
Yep. Ken Stabler finally got in.
The old quarterback from
Raiders.
yes, okay.
Was
Prior
lefty.
to Plunkett.
Yep. Yeah, the Snake. Kenny the Snake.
Hmm.
Stabler. I think he died. Didn't he die recently?
I don't know.
I feel like
I
this
didn't
is
know
a-
they called him the Snake.
Yeah, Kenny the Snake Stabler.
I have no recollection of
July
Kenny
8th.
Stabler.
Or Ken
Wasn't he part of the Holy Roller game? Dave Casper, isn't that the Holy Roller? Am I getting my player? I might be getting my players all confused.
July 8th, 2015.
You know more about those West Coast teams than me. Like,
you
you
know-
paid more attention to that shit. Seriously.
I don't think so.
Well, you and your San Fran connection. I don't know. You had some weird brain glitch that paid more attention to California shit. You did seriously. I don't,
Yeah, it was it was like stuffed on me as a little
Yeah,
kid.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was my dad's teams growing up. So I just okay, I guess we root for this team.
that uniform.
Yeah, that's a cool uniform, and they were really good.
Yeah.
So it was really easy to just grow up with that in the '80s as
Front
a
runner.
49er fan.
Yeah.
Well, you just admitted that partly it was because they were really good.
Right.
Dude, that's all I knew. If you've come
You
on
lived
here,
here in Michigan. That's all you knew?
you've come here many times, and the Lions sucked.
I understand
You've
that.
come here many times
Really
and said,
understand
dude,
that.
if you tell your kid the grass is blue, like, they'll believe it. Like me growing up, that's all I knew. Like
Yeah.
my dad was the biggest Giants and 49ers fan in the world, season tickets.
I understand.
And so, like, for me, it was just like, that's what we do. I didn't have any. What
Yeah, but
else
you
would I
just
have?
admitted part of it because they were winning. So.
No, I just.
The front-running nature
Shut
of
up.
it is
Don't-
there.
don't
It's-
spin
it's
this like
partly
I'm
because of the
Biggie.
front-running. If they
No.
were awful, you wouldn't have loved them.
If it made it easier as a kid to get ingrained because they just were doing so good, and back then you didn't have DirecTV that gave you every game, but they were on all the time
Yeah.
because they were so good. And so, it definitely, I mean, sure, it made it easier.
He died July 8th, 2015.
Yeah.
You know how old he was?
Rest in peace, Kenny the Snake Stabler.
69.
69.
It's the only age he could have possibly been that you would ask.
I know.
69.
Yeah, I think he died of cancer of some sort. And is this
What?
what did you do?
I don't know. I fidget.
You do fidget.
Just go. Go on.
I do that too, by the way.
Dude, if people could see Jay, he peels things.
Look at the snake.
He makes every day out of our salt. He'll make like a new bug.
Yeah.
He tears
Little animal.
Look
Out
at
of the
that.
smelling salt you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, the smelling salt. It's weird. You're weird. I
fidget.
find him laying around the ground all curved.
I thought you were
curved up.
calling him a holy roller or something. Here he is flipping off the camera.
No, I thought he was part of the holy roller game. They had to come up with the rule where you
okay.
can't
The
fumble
holy
the
roller
ball
game. Gotcha.
forward. I
Gotcha.
thought that was him.
The silver and black attack.
Yeah, but is this like a?
God, the NFL body has changed over the years, hasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Look at that guy.
Looks
Just
like a
looks
regular-
like Uncle Ken. You
Yeah.
know? No, that's a pro quarterback.
Stick him up.
That's
next-
not just
a
my
Hall of
uncle.
Fame one. A
Right.
Hall of Fame one at that. Stick him next to Cam Newton.
Right.
Literally looks like Superman.
Yeah. Look at him. Kenny the Snake. Look
There
at
he
that
is.
bod.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I can't stop saying that, by the way. You know how we started saying that?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I was doing it all weekend. Like, would you like another drink? Hell yeah.
He looks more like he'd fit more in the Kenny Rogers than the
Kenny
NFL.
Rogers.
Doesn't he
You're
look
right.
more like a Kenny Rogers?
He does.
He should be a musician somewhere.
Those
instead of-
shorts, huh? E?
Yeah, those are short and tight.
Just the way you like him, huh? Eddie DeBartolo also
Not
went
the
into
way I
Hall.
like them, by the way.
Okay.
Eddie DeBartolo. God, I loved Eddie DeBartolo.
Whoa, look at
at
the
it.
snake, man, doing wheelies on a lake.
Hell yeah.
What the hell, man? He's
Hell
in this
yeah.
little like personal watercraft back in the early 80s. What is that? A little
He's getting
ski
air.
boat?
Yeah, a little cigarette boat.
Little one-man ski boat.
God, he's kind of the
Speed up.
badass.
Dude, yeah, Stabler was the shit. But this is back in the Bradshaw days, when NFL quarterbacks
I'm worried about the landing. What happens when he lands? Is he hit his forehead on that?
were either that or the boat disintegrates.
No. I'm really concerned about the landing.
Yeah, it happens. DeBartolo got caught up in that gambling ring, or he was trying to buy some gambling boat down in New Orleans or something, and
Don't remember that.
yeah, but he was the owner of the 49ers for all those great years in the 80s,
Yeah.
which is why he's
The
going
ones
into
when you loved them, especially.
when he was
'cause they're
going into
really good.
the Hall of Fame.
Didn't he? Wasn't there a thing with his sister or something that was weird?
Yeah, Denise DeBartolo York, who took over when
Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah, I'm going to step down for a couple
Yes,
years."
so he
But, like,
handed it to her.
Yeah, and Dr. York and Denise DeBartolo took over, and then they wouldn't give it back or something. They're like, "No."
And he's like, all right, I'm back. Yeah.
Yeah, I've
kind of
served
liking
my
this team.
suspension. But yeah, that dude, that was one of those guys that was like playing for Eddie DeBartolo was the shit. Like he would take those teams to Hawaii, like their families, their kids. So when you, back in the day of the NFL, when you had like the Cardinals who would lock up the Gatorade fridge and just be like, yeah, you want a Gatorade, it costs $1. Eddie DeBartolo was taking the whole family, kids.
Yeah, was he the
everything.
first to kind of do that?
Yeah, they had to make rules about it because he was like so generous with his team and his players that, you know, everyone wanted to play for him.
Sure.
So anyway, and then before we take a break, I wanted to mention too the Falcons have cut a player, unfortunately.
Oh no.
Training camp is underway. I know.
Is it Michael Sam?
No.
Yeah, where's Michael Sam now? I heard he broke up, right, with his.
Dude, I don't think that went well. Yeah, he was like suicidal or something.
Really?
For a while. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That story was ugly. That's gonna not end well for Michael Sam.
You're right. There was that story about that. You're right. I have to look more into it.
I just remember seeing them with like sweaters tied around their necks, wearing gingham,
Yeah, weren't they
kissing at the Eiffel Tower.
I was going to say,
Shit.
wasn't there a ring presentation
I
of
think
sorts
there
at the
was.
Eiffel Tower?
Yeah, and then it soon went south after that.
Yeah.
What was his little buddy's name again?
Oh, that guy took
Little
a pounding,
Luis or
man.
Caesar or
Yeah.
something.
Oof, Michael Sam and
Look at those sons of
Vito
bitches.
Carmasino.
Vito.
Yeah, Camasano.
See, I thought
Like
it was
when he did this here with the breakup.
Yeah, no, this story doesn't have anything to do with him, but Torrey Green, Utah State linebacker, and prosecutors decided to give another look at these claims of 4 women who have alleged that he sexually assaulted them while he
4
was,
different women.
yeah.
God.
All 4 accusations made by 4 women who didn't know each other were filed in 2015.
Crazy
Dude,
coincidence.
That's unbelievable. Think about that. In 1 year, you have 4 separate girls come forward with a sexual assault allegations.
Doesn't look good.
He was never charged, and he still hasn't been. So it makes me wonder the fact that he was signed as an undrafted rookie.
Ah.
Now, it's easy to take the guy that was an undrafted rookie and go, wow, we got no room for shenanigans like this on our roster. I'm Arthur Blank, owner of the Falcons.
Right.
The buck stops here with me, and this guy is off our team.
We don't want that on Atlanta.
Women's rights, very important to us.
Yes, very, very important. Now, had he been this year's number 1 pick in Keanu Neal, the safety out of Florida, would we let due process? Well, we need to let due process run its course before we
Until proven guilty.
don't
right.
let jump to any conclusions. Seeing as he's an undrafted rookie out of Utah State, we're able to just, send a message that the Atlanta Falcons will not put up with this type of behavior.
You'll never know, Mike. I guess you'll just never know what would happen.
Dude, did I see that Eric Ebron had a catastrophic
Yes.
leg injury?
Yes.
Lions
Or
tight
Have,
end.
Something.
do they know? It sounds
Okay.
like it was Achilles. I don't know what. If it's Achilles, you're done for the year. Done.
Okay, I don't know. I just know I saw that he got carted off the field.
Yeah. There were 2 reports that I heard yesterday, and I don't know what the final is. If anyone's, I'm sure there's been an update, but what I heard was, it's not so serious. And then I heard Achilles, and it was like, that's done for the season and longer, possibly.
So it's devastating.
No, I
injury.
saw immediately they were like looking at, okay, who can they sign now? Who's out
Really?
Because
Yeah.
he's out for a long time, I guess.
Damn it! What's with these injuries? The Tigers with didn't Castellanos just
Castellanos with the broken hand.
take
It's
one
an
off the
amazing
wrist?
weekend, too.
Yeah, they lost to the Mets on Sunday, but they won on Friday or Saturday, right?
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday. What does it say in there? Is there any update on that story, Kadog?
This,
No.
the one I'm reading says Ebron spent several minutes on the ground clutching just about his Achilles, like maybe Jay said, or you said, I forget who said that, but his right leg and the ankle and the Achilles.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the case.
I didn't even want to see it. The guy, the French gymnast.
No, I don't need to see
Ugh, busted
it.
his
We
leg.
mean it, Kadog. We don't want to see it.
Don't want to see it.
Literally do not want to see that.
God damn it. Oh, that's just so
You
gruesome.
know, your leg can only take so many impacts.
I don't even like watching those now. Like when I see those people flipping through the air like that, and then it's just like, I'm just waiting for it to happen.
Yeah.
Just brutal. All right, let's take a quick time out, and I don't know, see if we can find anything more about Ebron out. I'm definitely interested in that story. Also, Lindsay Lohan looks like some trouble in paradise there. Explain
looking
that.
gross as ever.
Well, yeah, I got a couple pictures I want to show you and get your opinion on. So we'll do that and more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey, it's Steve Gabarra, the general manager at Zott Ford and Holly. We're much closer than you think, and we specialize in getting folks out of their lease up to 12 months early. It doesn't matter what brand or how many miles you have on it. The team at Zott Ford will assist in terminating your current lease with no penalties and hook you up with a sweet new Ford. So dump your overpriced, over-mileage lease and let your friends at Zott Ford make your wildest dreams come true. Check out our astonishing deals and massive inventory at ZottFord.com.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
Alrighty. Welcome back to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. And interesting weekend for celebrities. Nude celebrities at that. We saw Draymond's dick
Yeah.
at the end of last week, right?
Yep.
Now Orlando Bloom is showing off his dick for the world, dick and balls, really. Anyone interested in seeing Orlando Bloom in full bloom?
Guess he hung it out there. He's Katy Perry's dude right now, right?
I really think Katy Perry's hot as shit.
Me too.
She just did the DNC. Am I correct on that?
The what?
She did the Democratic National
Did
Convention.
did she sing "Roar" for Hillary?
Oh, are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, I might not like her anymore.
I heard she did
I
it. I
know.
didn't see it.
I saw it. Now
I
that
might
you
not
mention
like her
it, yeah.
anymore.
I
That
think she
might be
looked as
enough
good
for me.
there. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, but
You know what sucks about Katy Perry? What bothers
Her
me most about,
music.
dude? I'll tell you this.
Her music.
I like her music.
Her music. Can I explain?
Go on.
Let me explain. Her first album, it's her singing and playing a guitar, and she wrote her own music. It sounds good. She's definitely got talent, and then from then on,
Sold her soul to the pop
the
world.
pop world, and it's like all of a sudden now it's this candy, bubblegummy, weird pop world that she's in. I don't know, man. I don't get it. It's like I get it. I get why you would do it, but now she's dating Orlando Bloom, and I don't know why.
Look at Orlando looking ripped on a paddleboard.
Yeah.
With Katie on front.
Okay, go ahead and flip it. Let's
boy.
assess what we're dealing with here. God, dicks are weird.
I was about to say, it's just kind of weird that that's Orlando Bloom's dick.
I know. What is
Yeah.
it? Why is it?
Why is he doing this?
I don't
They
know.
know wherever they go, they're being filmed.
And why do you need to do this even if you're totally alone? Like why?
She's dressed.
Yeah.
She's in a bikini. What?
Is that? I know it appears clipped, but is that unclipped?
No, that's not unclipped.
Is
that-
Is he
It
not
looks like
that
there's
hard,
a
but
sheath
is he
over
like,
it. It looks like there's some sort of
Maybe.
sheepskin over that.
What
or
is
something.
he? What nationality
I
is
don't
he?
know.
Is he English or?
I don't know.
He might be from New Zealand or some weird shit like that. South Africa or I don't know.
He's got a pube trimming pattern here.
Yeah, I guess it's hard to.
why does he
there's
need
a
to
lot
be
of-
naked though? You're right. Like why?
I don't know.
get it. I just don't. You can't just wear board shorts. Really?
Too restrictive, man.
Seems so unnecessary, but people are like,
it seems like it would be
I
uncomfortable.
mean, this,
like that's
this
the other thing.
crashed
to me,
the internet over the weekend. Like the internet people flipped out over
He's
this.
just playing games like every 3 strokes he'll like put it on her shoulder or something just to mess with her. Like,
Maybe
hey, look over your right shoulder.
people were. That's a fun game, by the way.
Yeah.
Not to knock that game. I've done that.
I
But not out.
admit I have.
I mean, right? Like, who hasn't done that?
I've done it more like, hey, look what's on your hip.
That's a fun game.
Yeah, it's almost gotten like smacked a couple times. Like
Could you imagine if girls were the same way with a titty? Just like, hey, guess what's on your shoulder?
way more fun.
Like we would never be horrified. We would
Right.
just start suckling. Like,
Yeah.
all right. Such a different thing. People were like, look at the shadow it's casting.
That's his freaking oar.
Of course
Or his
it's his
paddle.
oar.
It's his paddle.
Oar. That's an oar,
It's
right?
a paddle.
Same thing. What's the difference between an oar and a paddle?
I think an oar has to be affixed to a vessel. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I mean,
I
if you would have
think it
said oar,
does.
I
Like a
could,
dog
I
would
think
know
you
that.
can get away
It's
with
a
oar
paddle
here.
if you're holding it away from the vessel. Oars have to be affixed.
Really?
Yes.
You're just making that up? You're probably
No,
right.
It's exactly right.
Do you think he's like? I don't think it's. He's fine.
Yeah, right. It's nothing to be ashamed of, but it's nothing to be like. An oar is an implement used for waterborne propulsion. Oars have a flat blade at one end. Rowers grasp the oar at the other. The difference between oars and paddles are that paddles are held by the paddler and are not connected to the vessel.
Asshole.
Fine. I think in this classroom here, oar would have worked just fine.
I
I don't think you needed to self-correct paddle versus oar in this room. Yeah, so that's my thought is like, okay, it's fine. I don't think his bag is especially great. His
It's
dong
kind of a
is not-
textbook bag and dick, to be honest. I mean,
It's kind of like
it looks fine, whatever. But dude, it's nothing to write home about. It's nothing to be like, hey world, look at me paddling with Katy Perry.
Do you think he's partially like fluffed there too?
It definitely looks like that.
I
to
feel
me,
like
personally.
he's partially fluffed.
It
in
does
some
not
manner.
look just casually
hanging off the
soft.
bag.
Yeah,
completely
no, you're
soft.
right. There is a little bit there.
There's he wants us to think this is just normal everyday hang going on here.
And I don't think that it is at all, personally.
I
That's
think
what
there's
that was
a
my thought.
slight
Swelling
lift.
of the capillaries.
That was my
Yes,
thought the first
yes.
second I looked at it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I was actually going to say that.
Yeah, it's like that initial rise.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Or when you've just finished and it starts to deflate, you get that couple minutes of just like, well, not all the blood's left just yet. If I could get a picture now, it'd be all right. Wouldn't be the worst time to take a picture of this thing.
Yeah, you're right, man.
Yeah,
It's just not hanging loose.
Yeah, he didn't just wake up and. So
I'm
anyway,
still looking at this. Like I've been looking at it pretty
Picking
intently.
this photo apart.
Right.
I don't know. I don't have a problem with it, but it just seems like why? It seems like such unnecessary
Yeah.
nudity. Just unnecessary
I just-
on every level.
Honestly, I just think it'd be uncomfortable. When you're paddleboarding like that, I just don't get. I'd rather be.
What is the dude known for most? Lord of the Rings? What is
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's what he's known
Wasn't
for
he-
most.
yeah.
He's like the second guy. He's Depp's
He's
co-star.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Was he a nemesis or a teammate? I don't even
I don't
remember
know.
what his role is, but that's what I remember him from.
Yeah. And what is he, Kadog? Is he English?
Yeah, he's English.
Okay.
He is.
So he might not be cut. I don't know.
Yeah.
Orlando
he's-
Jonathan Blanchard Bloom. Wow. That's quite a name.
Canterbury, Kent, England.
In 77.
So he's 39-ish. The Hobbit. Okay. The Three Musketeers. Yeah, he needs a hit. He needs a hit bad. Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean.
God, he's been in a lot, though. Look at all that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Black Hawk Down.
I feel like his career has taken a turn south, though. You know, he hasn't had those big hits that you would think someone at his age would still have.
Yeah,
coming.
he was kind of on the edge of being like a leading man kind of thing and
Totally.
never really went there.
Yeah, kind of that. He's going down the Hugh Grant road.
Got to
You
be
know?
careful with that.
Yeah,
And
Oh,
getting
he-
sucked off by a tranny.
gross hooker tranny. Did you see Lindsay Lohan? Big fan of Lindsay Lohan. Right.
Right.
She's
Oh,
just
Love her work.
tremendous. She's actually a good actress too. That's the thing that sucks
she?
about. Yeah. Lindsay Lohan could definitely act, and just got into the. I mean, anytime you get a kid acting, it never seems to work out. But she ended up leaving Hollywood and moving to London, and then met some rich Russian dude and who's like 23. I think she just had her 30th birthday, and got engaged and all this. And it sounds like
nice.
there's been some trouble in paradise, and apparently he's kind of abusive. And they caught some pictures of them in his Jeep, like at the beach, and she's like one image. So obviously there's a photographer there
What
that's
do?
taking pictures, and you just see her arm go up, and it's chucking a phone out the top of the Jeep, and then there's those two assholes just wrestling on the beach.
Yeah, she's being ejected from said Jeep.
Yeah, so she's running out now. And the reason I wanted to show you guys these is because I think she starts falling out of her dress. Can you go in order
Tell
there,
there
Kadog?
already a little bit. 'Cause her
Yeah, once
titties
he-
are definitely. I mean, her titties are already right here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're wrestling. He's got her like from behind. Dude, just do this in public. I know. You're supposed to close the bedroom door and then kick her ass.
Yeah, and then fucking get at her. Touch my phone.
Oh my gosh, look at him.
Ooh.
He is wrestling her.
Give me that phone.
Her gross titty is falling out, isn't
Yeah,
it?
look at that giant titty there. It's falling out. This ass is.
Ugh.
Is she not wearing panties?
Of course she isn't. She's Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
I think that's. I gotta be honest too. I
Ew.
think that's pretty big right now too.
Gross. Look at that. What is that side stuff underneath her
I
boob.
think that's a breast.
No, but what's underneath it?
I think it's in motion. That might be a rib cage.
No, it's like
Dude,
no,
that's like,
it's not.
That's weird looking, man.
It's like it's wrinkles or something.
Yeah, it's like stretch marks or something.
Yes. Yes.
Beneath
Next.
the breast.
Breast looks terrible in that photo, by the way.
Yeah.
Terrible. Terrible. Yeah, there's like people right over here.
Yeah,
dude.
what are these people that are just like out there just doing
This
some
is
parasailing?
Lindsay Lohan getting whooped the shit out of on the beach, and you're just like, well, I'm not gonna do anything here.
Yeah, what's he trying to get out of her hand at this point?
The phone. That's a phone.
Oh, I got
That's
you.
his phone.
Okay.
Look at this guy right here. That dude right there is no reaction to this happening. If anything,
Yeah,
it's
one dude's kite surfing in the background. He's like,
it's
"Oh,
Lindsay
kinda busy
Lohan.
there."
If anything, like if you go help out, you know.
Yeah, they
I
don't
guess
know
over there they don't know who she is.
Oh.
And they're just like, whatever. She's just some idiot, you know.
Well, even so.
Very pasty white red
Some
person.
bitch being beat up.
Freckled redhead. Apparently she's been beaten up by this guy quite a bit, according to her. She gave an interview about this to someone reporter over there. Yeah, no woman can be hit and stay with that person if that person isn't prepared to say sorry. That's
Right. That's a good
yeah. I
point.
mean, isn't that like what they all do? Anybody that hits a bitch says sorry eventually, don't they? Isn't that like
I
the
would think that's like, yeah.
oh,
That's
sorry, I was in a bad mood.
sorry,
blah,
you know,
blah, blah.
sorry you were a pain in the ass last night and brought that upon yourself? Like,
Hmm.
I mean,
I told you twice. Thus, the two black eyes.
right? No woman can be hit and stay with that person if that person isn't prepared to say sorry.
I would hope so.
I would agree with that.
I think I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have wife beaters and child beaters all wrong. Maybe I've pegged them completely wrong. But I just assumed, as a bunch, 100% of the time they say I'm sorry the next day.
Right.
I thought that was just like that is the course.
Yeah.
That's not par for the course. That's the course. Anyway, the pictures, which have only emerged now, I guess this happened like a month ago, show them fighting with a goddamn phone. She hurls his mobile phone in the sand and flees the car. She's now disclosing the explosive truth about another fight between them just a few days ago, where she ended up screaming for help on the balcony of the flat they shared. The incident was filmed by a neighbor. Oh, your neighbor's filming you as she's screaming, "Please, please! He just strangled me! He almost killed me!"
I screamed, but nobody heard me.
Yeah, when we got home, I went to bed and Igor went out. Igor and I had been out for dinner. We
Could
danced.
you
It was
ever
fun.
date a dude named Igor?
No.
You couldn't, right?
No.
You couldn't do it. You'd be like, "Hi, I'm Lindsay. I'm Igor. Well,
Yeah, my
see
name
you
is
later.
Igor. Name
See ya.
Igor.
Nice
I don't know when
meeting you."
you're young and you're a millionaire, and Lindsay doesn't have the money quite. I know she has money still, but not
God, are
quite
there-
like she had.
Are there other names like that where you just couldn't link up with them? Igor is one.
Yeah,
You can't.
I think you're right. No offense to any Igors that may listen to us, but I think
Igor.
Igor, dude, that's like
Probably top.
that might be as far as like names of people you couldn't.
How about chick names like Ursula? Could you date an Ursula?
Is Ursula being brought back now? Isn't Ursula one of the Frozen characters or something?
It was a villain in The Little Mermaid.
Yeah. Dude, Igor's in a whole other category. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
This isn't
yes,
quite-
my name Igor.
This isn't quite the same, but I've always wondered. I mean, I don't really have a lot of experience hooking up with chicks, but like I've always wondered
don't
like
sell yourself short.
the idea of like
I'm sure you know all the whores'
your
names.
sister like finding a girl that had your sister's name, or if you were a girl like dating a guy with your brother's name. Would that seems like that would be weird to me?
I don't. I think you just push that aside in a moment.
Really? When
Yeah.
you're having sex with them?
Don't you, Miguel?
When you're having sex
I
with
mean,
them,
if you were
can say,
dating a girl named Kristen, like it might like flash into your head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my sister's name. That's weird. you
Yeah.
know, and then
I don't know.
definitely
And then
weird.
as-
I would never think about it again,
yeah,
though, ever.
as you're inserting.
I just feel like I would.
I feel like I'm banging my sister now.
I feel like
What?
if I was saying like "fuck yeah, Lauren," hell yeah, suck my dick, Lauren. Like,
Why would you be yelling that out? Are you yelling? Do you plan on yelling that out to whoever you're with? Yeah, suck my dick, you.
I guess.
Suck my dick, TCG.
I guess, dude.
Well, don't worry. His name's Ty. You're fine.
You don't have a brother named Ty or a sister named Ty. You're good. So anyway, we have audio of that? Was that? Can you actually hear her, Kadog, yelling? Okay. I don't know that we.
Oh, Igor's pissed.
Yeah.
Igor's approaching. She seems to be
Dude, you know how-
cornered a bit right now.
Do you know how much shit has to be going on before the neighbor gets their phone out and starts
Right.
filming you?
Come on, lady, get the friggin' camera on the.
What are you doing?
Got the wall now. Yeah, kind of voices carry in that environment, don't they? It's like a little alleyway.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah, what is she? Does a terrible
Lindsay.
filming job.
So much promise, young Lohan.
Yeah, she
Mean
didn't.
Girls and
she
whatnot.
didn't have much help. I guess she doesn't talk to her dad anymore. Her dad's a fucking piece of work.
Oh yeah.
She was like, yeah.
Her mom is too, right?
Yeah, they're on that.
famously just ridiculous.
They're on that celebrity
Yeah.
couple rehab thing right now. Actually, I don't know if it's still going on, but they were.
Who? Michael and Dina?
Yes.
Really? Trying
Yeah.
to like work it out?
Yes.
Wow.
Or I don't know, work it out together. I think they're just like, I think they've moved on, but I think they were just trying to for the kid or something. I don't know. They were on this. They were recently again on a reality television show.
Like
I know that.
you said, Lindsay was a good actress or showed promise. Like,
Yeah.
what was she in? Mean Girls, right? I can't
She
think
was
of
in
anything.
Mean Girls. She was in the Freaky Friday Disney
Oh, when
thing
she
with
was really young.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. When she was really
Yeah,
young.
I can picture that little freckled girl.
Yeah, she played 2 roles in
The
that. I
little
think.
Cutie pie. Yeah, she was
Yeah.
like one of these like Kirsten Dunst kind of things. Like she started really young, and you
Yeah.
could see, okay, someday she's going to be a really good actress.
Yes, and
Yeah,
she.
look at these.
But she flamed, huh?
Yeah, those early ones. Scroll down a little bit, Kadug. There you go. Herbie,
Ooh,
Mean Girls,
Herbie.
The Parent Trap, where
Yes,
she played the
okay.
twins.
Yep.
Freaky Friday. But when you start out with like these, I mean, these were starring roles in these big movies.
It's like a 10-year-old.
Right. And Mean Girls was good. She's good in
That
Mean
was
Girls.
big.
I actually liked Mean Girls.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie. I don't
Wasn't
know that I ever
Tina
saw
Fey?
Herbie.
Didn't Tina
Yeah.
Fey
Yes.
write that?
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
Well, hey, folks, you want a classy, comfortable, stylish, safe, and fun-to-drive SUV with room for the whole family? Of course you do. So get your ass to Zott Ford and Holly, where you can lease the all-new 2016 Ford Edge for just $252 on a 24-month lease. If you haven't driven the new Ford Edge, you are doing yourself an injustice. Go visit Zott Ford and take advantage of a $252 a month Ford Edge before this hot deal cools down. Check out their stupefied deals and massive inventory at ZottFord.com.
Lastly, on Lohan, there, she was talking about her dad, and she's still kind of close with her mom. But this relationship with her dad, she says she has broken off contact with her father after blaming him for telling the press she was pregnant, which is like a week ago. There were pictures of her smoking cigarettes on the yacht.
Yeah,
She's like,
yeah, I saw those.
yeah, that's pasta and wine in Europe. That's not. I'm not pregnant. But God, what a piece of shit. My father is known for talking to the press and selling stories. He loves the attention. In the past, he said, I've done drugs. He'd put my number on the internet. Who does that? Some of the stuff he's done proves to me he doesn't care about me. That's unbelievable. When you
Incredible
think-
dysfunction.
Dude, we think about like what you would do for Sweet Pie and like selling her out to the
Right.
public. Like that is so, when I think of my dad and my sister, like that is so far removed, it's so foreign to me. The
I wonder
idea
if part of him
like,
thinks of it as like victimless, like, well, I'll just get money for her, whatever. She's in the press anyway. Their tabloids are going to run with shit.
yeah.
Part of him probably does, but he is a piece of shit.
I
he's
don't
been
know.
doing
It's
it for
just
years.
so weird. It's so weird. The idea of family members selling stories
Macaulay
to the
Culkin's
press.
parents and shit, same
Yeah.
thing.
Gary Coleman's, like all those child actors.
Family Therapy with Dr. Jane. That's what he was on. I was thinking of.
Yeah. Another payday.
Right.
Hey, everybody, please use our Amazon link, Amazon.
Amazon.
You'll find it on our website, DetroitCast.com. It's the perfect way to support the show. You shop Amazon by entering through our link. Amazon pays the Detroit Cast based on purchases made. You don't pay any higher prices. The show gets a small donation with every item you buy. So please click on the Amazon link and help support the show.
How are we doing for email, Jay?
We do have a bit of email, Mike.
Do we have some email?
But before we get to that, you all know Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial by now. He's offering our listeners a great special. If you are one of the next 10 listeners to make an appointment for a no-cost, no-obligation portfolio review, he will give you a $50 gift certificate to your favorite restaurant. So that means at no cost, Merck will meet with you, review your financial investment situation, give you recommendations. If you've been thinking about calling Mark, now's the time to do it. Call him at 248-626-2000 and ask for Mark.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Well putty. Thank you for adding that.
No problem.
On the subject of ICP, of course, we spoke with Steve Miller, of the author of Juggalo last week.
Yep.
So people have been chiming in over the weekend about that. Noel writes in, Hey, D-casters, I'm coming to you, Gross, with, I am sure, the opposite opinion of your average listener. I have never considered myself a juggalo, really, but I am a fan of ICP. I am typically a heavy metal and rock and roll kind of guy, but as a young kid and now, I was always into horror movies and lore. When I heard of these guys and saw the album covers, I checked it out. Honestly, I liked it because it's sort of a comedic in a way. Or it is comedic in a way. The first album, they talk about killing all the Beverly Hills 90210 sluts and pretty boys. I always hated that stupid show. You mean Brenda and Kelly and Donna?
Yep, got to.
Dylan, Brendan?
Ian Ziering? Steve, yeah. What was Steve?
Who's the Brian Austin Green character? God damn it. He's always after Donna.
Yeah.
Man, I'd get drunk and watch that shit up at State.
Did you like it?
Good times, man.
Yeah, I never really got into that show.
Strangely addicted.
I hated this fucking idiot, Gabrielle Carteris.
Yes,
is
it? She was like the conscience of the show, sort
Yeah.
of. She was the smart one.
Wasn't she married and like 40 at this point, trying to play a teenager in the show?
So was Priestley. I think he was like high 30s.
Really?
Playing like a 17-year-old or something.
Doesn't she have cancer now, Shannon Doherty?
Yeah, I recently saw her with a
Bald head.
scarf or something, talking about cancer.
God, that's awful.
Gee, whatever happened to Dylan? I thought he was really headed for big things. What's that guy's name again?
Luke Perry?
Luke Perry. Captain Forehead, we used to call him.
Yeah.
Look at that son of a bitch. Yeah, so anyway, apparently the clowns hated these sons of bitches, and so did Noel. Noel adds, that just struck a chord with me. I'm not going to get into the whole Seven Jokers card album thing and the end of the world thing they had going, but in a way it was like a comic book series. I knew it was fantasy, but there was more to it. To most it sounds like a bunch of clown nonsense, but they do rap about some real world issues and inner city issues. It's just cloaked in, well, clown nonsense. Then they got into wrestling, and I followed that for a little while. Then they made some low budget movies. They were kind of cool. Shit, they have had Snoop, Old Dirty Bastard, Bone Thugs, and several other big rappers work with them, so they have some type of respect in the industry. And like you mentioned on the show, they are homegrown, anti-corporation, and they still rose to great fame. I mean, they are entertainers and comedians. It's all just a horror spin to it. I am down with the clowns. Also, if Big E likes the EDM festivals, he would dig this. It's like
I think he would too.
It's like a Halloween foam party at every show, except the foam is Sticky Fago and everyone's a clown. It's the same exact type of crowd, just a different spin on it. Whoop, whoop. Noel. What do you think? You in?
I'll
Gathering.
go, but I don't think whatever.
I think
I'll
you would
go,
have
but
fun.
I think I would have fun, but I don't think
Whoop,
I've had.
whoop.
Okay.
David Silver.
Yes, that son of a bitch. He's married to like Megan Fox or something.
Yes. Well, is
Brian
he
Austin
still,
Green.
or are they breaking up? They might be breaking up.
Okay. Well, he's got kids with her. Whatever.
So you had Kelly Taylor, Steve Sanders.
Sure.
If I name the characters, will you be able to tell? What would you rather me name? The characters?
No, name the real names, and I'll tell you the characters.
Okay, so Jenny Garth.
That's Kelly. Right?
Is that what you want me to name?
Yeah, name the actor, and that's Kelly.
Okay. Ian Ziering.
That's Steve.
Brian Austin Green.
That's the kid we were just talking about.
David Silver.
Yeah.
Tori Spelling.
Donna.
Donna. Do you remember the last name?
I don't.
Martin. Jason Priestley.
Yeah, that's Brandon. Brendan?
Brandon.
Okay.
Brandon Walsh. This is going to get tough. Joe E. Tada.
Oh, shit. I remember that name. Hold on. I remember Joe Itada. That's the son of a bitch from the Peach Pit, isn't it?
And the Peach Pit After Dark, I
Norm
believe.
or something? Or Ned? Or right? What is it?
Nat.
Nat. Shit.
Luke Perry played.
Yeah, Dylan.
Dylan McKay. Gabrielle Carteris.
Oh, fuck. What was her name?
Oh, I hate even looking at her name.
Yeah, I don't remember her name.
Andrea Zuckerman.
Yes, Andrea.
And then you had Carol Potter.
That's the mom, Brandon's mom, Mrs. Walsh.
Cindy. I would have taken Cindy or Mrs.
Walsh, yeah.
James Eckhouse.
Yeah, James Eckhouse is Mr. Walsh.
I would have accepted Mr. Walsh or Jim Walsh.
Right.
Correct.
Jim Walsh was kind of had a little bit of Bob in him. He reminded me of your dad a little bit.
Did he?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I see that, but okay. Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen was not Kelly Kapowski. Shit, what was
Almost
her
would have
name?
accepted Kelly Kapowski. That's a great one.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Valerie Malone.
Yeah, she came in, dude. She really stirred things up.
She was on fire.
She stirred things up on that
She
show.
pitted Dylan against Brandon. I think there was a whole war there.
Yeah, she tried to get with Dylan and Brandon at different points, I think.
Yeah, not the first to try to pull that
mucked
move
it
off.
up. But she was very effective, I think.
Yeah. In the end, did she roll out with Dylan, or was Dylan such a lone wolf? I remember him driving away on a motorcycle at some point.
Yeah, with a helmet on that just didn't look right, if I remember. It was just
White
kind of
t-shirt
weird.
and a weird looking
Yeah,
helmet.
it's
I
like,
think
dude, he had
so
goggles.
right.
I think he was wearing goggles and a helmet.
I think you're so
He
right.
just looked really odd.
Yes.
The way that he sped off into the distance.
Yes.
I don't
I
know.
got time for this, man. And then he was out of there.
Yeah. It was so clearly just trying to play off like a James Dean thing.
Totally. Yeah, he had the hair like James Dean and everything.
Scott writes in, listening to Thursday's show when you discussed the validity of the run-walk training, and I just wanted to say that the run-walk training is totally acceptable. A ton of my friends and my wife run half and full marathons that way. Well, if they run-walk half and full marathons, then they don't exactly run a half marathon or a full marathon, do they?
No.
I don't want to be lumped in with this group. I have absolutely no problem with the run walk marathons.
I don't
the
either.
run walk in general, I think is
You're not behind me on this?
No, I'm behind you. I mean, you can't
Gross.
say you ran a
Gross.
marathon.
Yeah, that was unsettling.
Yeah,
After I said it,
certainly
I
was.
immediately thought, like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm behind you, Jay. No, no. I mean, if you didn't run a marathon, you're right. I don't understand why you would run. You know what's funny? Chubb's mom used to walk marathons. I know. His dad would run. His dad has run in Boston several
Dude,
times.
there's time limits.
I know.
How did she make that?
She
one
did
of those
it.
speed walkers?
No, they have different times for walking, or I don't know how it works, but she walked marathons.
No, they actually come with a bus, and if you're not to a certain checkpoint,
I understand.
by-
She was in very good shape, though, but I mean, but she walked it. She did not run it. His dad ran. His dad was ran several Boston marathons, but his mom walked marathons.
Scott adds, so for the pajama-wearing, salad-eating, diet water-drinking King Sharpie to criticize is bullshit. And you leaned on Big E for support, the same pansy that couldn't handle the lightest of workouts at Gab's gym. Can't believe that you chose the weakest human man, term used lightly, to back you. Yeah, I know. I know he knows the run game, though, so that's why I looked to E for support on that. It was kind of weak. That's kind of a cheap shot because I know a lot of people do that run walk thing.
Yeah. If there's anything wrong with a run walk.
Scott writes in. Scott writes in. He wrote that. So
yeah, no, I got you the first 100 times that people have done that. Yeah.
Guys, in reference to show 635 and the stealing from self-checkout lines, I have a story to share. So I'm doing this large bathroom remodel at my previous house, and I'm picking up supplies at one of the local home improvement stores. And at the time, I didn't have a pickup, so I borrow one. Just figured I'd do one large trip to purchase all my tile, mortar, grout, toilet 2x4s, plumbing fixtures. You get the point. At the time of the checkout, it literally took me 30 minutes to ring everything up. So he's going through the self-checkout with all this shit.
Wait, they have a self-checkout at one of those places?
Yeah, that's what I told you. At Home Depot, that's what sucks is when
Dude,
you're going
no.
through with lineal feet.
Yeah, no. That I think you can steal from them. I think you should be allowed to steal from them technically. That's bullshit. Don't put that on me to pick up a 20-pound bag of concrete or Quikrete.
Dude, if you have like
ring that up, that's bullshit.
You have
That's
to
on
pick
you.
it up.
if you have like 7 linear feet, yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you're just saying like ring it up as one, and that's okay.
Or don't even bother ringing it up. Just roll it out the door. Like I'll they're either there waiting for me or
I
I'm
agree.
just leaving.
Whatever.
Like at the grocery store, fine. I can be bothered to. I don't like it. I'll bitch about it. But if at the hardware store, no. You have someone standing at the door and with a cash register and their little flashy gun.
Yeah.
And you ring it up, or I'll pause. I'll wait for you. I'll even let you take a couple minutes to come up there. But if you don't, I'm walking out the fucking
You're
door.
walking
There's-
your linear feet right out.
dude, I'm not. It's bad enough traipsing through those places with 12 feet of border, like crown molding, trying to fit that into your thing. I'm not waiting to find someone to help me ring that. Forget it. No, walking out the door with
At the time of
I've earned
checkout, it literally took me 30 minutes to ring everything up and put it back on the 2 flat carts that we had. I look at the total and I think to myself, "Oh, great! That's a lot less than I had budgeted for." As I'm driving home, the realization sets in that something was seriously wrong with the total. After reviewing the bill at home, I realized that I was charged for 24 pieces of tile, not 24 cases of tile. It was moderately priced tile, about $4.50 per square foot. So what should have cost me about $1,300 actually cost me just $108.
I have no problem with this.
Now we know what Big E would have done. Fuck him or whatever. King, Webster would say.
Don't tell me this son of a bitch went back and told on himself.
He didn't say. He's leaving it to us, Mike. What would we do?
Here's the thing. It was a
Mike, I believe you would go back. And you're telling me now you wouldn't? See, I read that. I thought Mike would go back.
I probably would because it would eat away at me, god damn it. But I wouldn't be happy about it. And I like of all places that I think you need to have someone there to ring shit up, the hardware store.
You'd be like, fuck them.
There's just too many weird
Deep
shaped
pockets.
shit. It's too.
I agree with you.
Like,
well, and the thing is, he didn't even do any. He's having to do 24 pieces of tile versus 24K. Like now he's typing things in. He's having to be he's really having to be the cashier now. That's kind of some bullshit.
Working.
The buck should not stop with him. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, definitely
should have been somebody overseeing.
Because he didn't even try to. He just typed in probably 24 thing, and 24 cases.
Right.
I think he noticed when it happened. I think he noticed.
It doesn't sound
in the
like
moment.
it.
What happened?
Wait a minute.
Oh, no, I know what he's doing now.
He may not have noticed, but if he saved that amount of money, dude,
is this revisionist history?
Yeah, I think there is some revisionist history.
I
think you would know. You would catch that,
dude. If
you would be able to compartmentalize it, get out of the store, get halfway home, and
if you were going to go buy a jersey or a drum kit, let's say you're going to go buy a new drum kit, Mike, and you know that
why would he? He has a nice one.
I know, but
it's barely used. Why would he do that? It's lightly used. I call it lightly used.
Gonna buy a new guitar. He needs a new guitar.
Why would he do that? He has two right there.
I don't know.
There's two that are like perfectly.
He wants
one
a
of
different
them's
one.
really expensive.
But Mike likes collectibles. He wants to collect a new one.
Yeah.
Why would he do that?
Because he wants more. There's more in the hall. He wants more.
Can you come up with a different example?
No,
I'm having a hard time picturing.
I'm not. That's what I'm using. And he knows that guitar costs $1,000, and then he rings up and they go, well, $100. He's not going to just be like, crazy. I guess.
I can't even picture this because he has two good guitars right there. I can't even understand where you're going with this.
Some people have multiple things. Sometimes
nobody's going to have a self-checkout at a guitar store. Guitar Center does not have a self-checkout.
Yeah, they have special rooms for high-end shit.
Yeah.
They won't even let you go in without.
They sell like
someone.
one thing every 3 hours.
Fine,
right?
What?
No, I know what you're saying. Though,
example? I don't.
No, I'm not.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's my best example.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think the number was so off. How could he not question it? So off.
Dude, this guy was buying so much shit, though. He might have been buying $4,000 worth of stuff, and thought, well, it came to
fine,
$29.50. That's
say whatever
way
you want.
less,
I don't
but
believe
what the
it.
hell?
I don't believe it. I think that's so far off. He would know something
He can
was wrong.
settle this. He shouldn't leave us hanging like this. He should write us back and let us know what he did.
I think he went back.
Do you?
He's one of our listeners. He's a good person.
Yeah.
Well, considering he lied he lied. He's already lied.
You're going back without
lied,
question.
personally.
You're going back without question, right?
I didn't say that. Yes, I'm going back.
See,
and
I
so
didn't
would
say that.
you.
I didn't say that either.
You would go back.
I don't know. I'd be so fucking furious that they're making me ring up my own tile. It's an outrage.
You'd be pissed because of the opportunity lost. You'd be like, God damn it! Why am I? If I were a worse person, I wouldn't have to deal with this. I would have just paid fair market value in the first place. Why did you tempt me with that?
Yeah, I think I would try
infuriating.
I think I would try.
Would you take half of it back?
No, I think I would try to rationalize in my head that, you know what, maybe it was really on sale and I just misread the tag and wow, I got a
this
great
is God's
deal
way
on
of just
this.
hooking me up.
Yeah, he knows,
God knows I've been working hard.
trying my best, doing the
God
best
knows I
can.
need that new tile for my bathroom.
He knows, and
pissing all over it for years. It's all pee stained in the one spot.
There's dribble marks.
You can't.
Right
after
front.
a while, you can't even clean that. It just looks dark all the way around the bowl.
Right. And so he knows, and so he's just doing me a solid.
Yeah,
he's really just doing me a solid.
Like I get it. Big E comes over, he pisses halfway around your room.
Yeah.
Just get the new tile.
Yeah, he plays around the horn with your toilet bowl, and so yeah, it's the least I can do. You know what? Let's just knock that down to 90% off.
Yeah.
This one time only. I think I could compartmentalize part of it. Like, well, I guess I just got a killer deal, and I would throw that receipt away, and I would try to not think about it.
Son of a bitch.
I might not be able to do it, but I'm just thinking maybe.
It all comes around though, like whether it's karma or whatever.
Well, how do you know this
what?
isn't it coming around paying me back for all the shit I've been fucked on before?
You've never been fucked on anything.
You
lived
know.
a golden life.
You said everything comes around. How do you know this isn't my windfall
What's gonna
coming
come
around? And now
around-
I'm
no.
going to piss in the
No.
wind.
What's
I'm
gonna
pissing in the wind, and it's blowing back in my face because I'm turning away my part of the good part of the end of karma.
Oh, that's fine. Take
Great
the
argument.
tile, but you're going to back out of your driveway and crush your car, and you're going to have, your deductible plus.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. It came to $1,300. Strange.
On the nose. That's just snickering at me from above.
Just don't steal shit. And save your goddamn Slingbox emails, people.
Yeah.
I can get on my high horse, okay?
The smug one.
High moral ground.
Yes. Yes. It's
All right,
easy to do.
We'll save the rest for tomorrow.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging with us here. We certainly appreciate it, the support and the ears, everybody listening. Continue to do that, please. And we'll do it again tomorrow. We'll see you guys then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.